Welcome back to the SportsMax zone. Now, some may label him as weird. Some may tag him as just Kyrie being Kyrie. But whatever your descriptor, the Brooklyn Nets guard remains steadfast in his belief. And now Irving is saying that he's pinching himself following a sudden decision that the city of New York lifted its mandate that kept unvaccinated athletes from playing there. After missing almost every home game this season, Irving finally made his debut on Sunday night against the young and spirited Charlotte Hornets. Second-year guard LaMelo Ball led the scoring with a game-high 33 points as the Hornets, had it in the first half, right, took the victory 119-110.
Hornets taking on the Nets. Kyrie Irving making his season debut at Barclays, introduced in the starting lineup, pointing to the crowd before a tip-off. There is just so much anticipation on what this Nets team can be now that Kyrie is back as a full-time player. In the second, going to pull up for the three. Yeah, it's good. Getting the shooter's bounce right there, capping off a 7-0 run. Then Kyrie going to Andre Drummond, who gets it to go. 46-34 Brooklyn, but give the Hornets credit. They kept on coming back. Miles Bridges, 11-2 run for the Hornets. And then it's Irving to Kevin Durant, who gets the finger roll, passing the great Reggie Miller for 21st on the all-time scoring list. Brooklyn was up 60-56 at the break. In the third, Kyrie really struggling with his shot. Gonna miss that right there. And then the Nets eventually working the ball back to Kyrie here again. You're gonna swing it. Kyrie gets a good look open, but he was just 6 of 22 from the field in this game. In the third, though, Cody Martin to LaMelo Ball, who was having no problems whatsoever shooting the ball, just oozing with confidence in this game. Steps back, way back, 33 points, 9 assists in the game for him. In the fourth, Kyrie, come on, starting to find the rhythm. And then, how tough is this shot right here? Degree of difficulty, high. Kyrie, 16 points, 11 assists in the game. We're tied at 104. Then Cody Martin making one of the biggest shots of the game right here. As the shot clock is expiring, gets that to go. Terry Rozier, another three. As Charlotte seals it, spoiling Kyrie's debut. They win 119-110 over Brooklyn.
Well, here's Kyrie Irving speaking on his decision to remain unvaccinated until the city lifted its mandate.
I've made it very clear it was never just about me. I think for my own legacy, that's to be written by all those that I impact and all those that impact me. And it's far bigger than just a basketball game, but when I'm in this locker room, I get a chance to perform with a bunch of guys that are selfless and are sacrificing just as much as I am. It makes it worthwhile. And that's the only thing that I'm really focused on is the now and getting back ready for the next game and just going from there. But the point of this season for me was never to just take a stand. It was really to make sure that I'm standing on what I believe in freedom.
Freedom. Lance, your thoughts?
Well, let me answer this way. I think it's medically accepted that vaccination has helped to soften the blow and the negative impact of COVID-19 globally. So I'm happy that most people didn't have Kyrie Irving's opinion. Having said that, he's an adult, he has a mind of his own, and sometimes the world needs rebellious people who stand up on their own with their decisions that they want to make. So I'm not going to condemn him, but I'm happy that all's well that ends well, because he now has the freedom to play, and this is a position that he had wanted from the beginning. But as I said, I'm happy that most people in the world didn't have his view on vaccination, because I think there's enough evidence to support the view that if vaccination hadn't been implemented in the way that it was, maybe COVID would have wreaked more havoc on the entire world. You don't agree with me?
In some respects, but Kyrie is just playing to the gallery.
Well, he is.
Oh yeah, He's playing to the gallery. I don't think he's a team player. I actually don't think that basketball is his favorite thing, because there's no way basketball could be your thing and you've decided to miss more than half the season at home.
So you don't believe he is genuine when he stands up and says he doesn't want to be forced to be vaccinated? If he doesn't think he wants to be vaccinated, no one should force him? You're suggesting that you don't think that's genuine?
I think he's genuine in his own mind. I'm not sure if he's standing in the gap for others. That's the part that I don't really buy. I think it was a decision that was full of me. It's a decision that would have ticked off his other teammates. I don't care how they're accepting him now. It's a decision that would have caused James Harden to leave. And, you know, I think his demeanor in this situation and others in the past would have aligned perfectly to him being the selfish player that he is. So I'm not buying it. I mean, of course, I'm glad that he's back. He plays amazing basketball, even if he's also selfish on the court. But you know, he does bring the highlights to the NBA. It's the NBA, of course, would have missed him before he came back onto the court, and now he's going to be playing at home. And he was a little bit off form last night, but I'm sure that was, you know, due to him being nervous and the pressure of him being back and playing in front of his home crowd.
Yes.
But as I said before, he is box office, and it's good to have him back. But you know, him just saying that, oh, this isn't for me, this is for the people, this is all for y'all, this is for the truckers, these are for the unvaccinated. I don't buy that one bit.
Oh, you're not a Nets fan, are you?
No, actually not. I mean, a team that doesn't need a coach. Nah, we don't need a coach. Remember what they said in the podcast? That's crazy that they don't need a coach. No, I hope they lose every single thing in the playoffs. But, you know, that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me being
So who is your team, Oliver? Because I'm not sure I've heard you say which is your team.
The only team that I've ever supported was the Chicago Bulls, led by one Michael Jordan. Since then, I haven't really been a fan, with the exception of when Kobe was playing with the Lakers, of course. But since then, no. I've just been watching basketball, NBA basketball, casually.
All right. So analytical, then, who do you think will win the NBA this year? You don't have a team, but from an analytical standpoint, you may have some prognostications that you would like to articulate.
I actually like the Grizzlies.
Oh, the Grizzlies?
I actually like the Grizzlies and how they play. And I think they probably could surprise a couple of people. But I think in my heart I actually want the Warriors to be back, but they have been playing so poorly. And of course they've been a disjointed unit because of the injuries to Steph Curry and of course Klay Thompson. So they haven't had the time to gel together. So let's see if they can put the pieces together and make that run in the playoffs. But it's going to be close. But I'm thinking the Grizzlies, because even the 76ers, I'm like, it just doesn't seem as if it's a proper fit between Harden and Embiid. But, you know, that's just me watching casually.
Okay, I hear you. The Grizzlies is an unpopular choice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What about the Phoenix Suns?
What about them?
Take the Phoenix Suns.
What about them?
They're hot.
Yeah, because their name, the Suns.
Check out the results, Oliver.
Yeah, no, I know that they're leading the West. No, I understand that they're leading the West.
No, they're leading the entire league, not just the West.
Fine, they have the best record in the NBA. I get that, but no, I don't fancy them at all.
I hear you, brother.
Cool. Oh, before we go, these are the scores of the games played on Sunday night, with the Knicks, Wizards, Celtics, Suns, Pelicans, Mavericks, and the Hornets, of course, all coming out on top. Take a break, back with more.
Keep watching SportsMax on YouTube for live and exciting sports. Subscribe to SportsMax on cable and download the SportsMax app to watch anytime, anywhere.